I want it all, that's why I strive for it. Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. Any award.
People in the house, they turned around and was trying to put my dick in the mouth. I let her. People in the house, they turned around and was trying to put my dick in the mouth. I let her.
He didn't even let him get the first word.
He didn't even let us start properly. He didn't even let us
He's
start.
like,
Because
girl, he didn't even get one word.
he know what was about to go down.
It's like, no.
I wonder if that was a husband
Or thought or like
Or
father
daddy.
or yeah.
Or granddaddy.
she was looking at the camera.
Like ready.
He was like, right here. Sharon?
Like, oh, I know this part. I know what they're supposed to do now. Oh, so you brought one on here too?
She looks seasoned.
And she done hike up that dress.
Okay.
He didn't even let her get one little twerk off, man. Let people live.
What was it, Sharon?
Let people live.
Mm-mm.
And here at Sun No Products, welcome. This is where people live. This is where the topics stay hot and the vibes are cool. I'm your girl, Browns, here in the 242. Abs joins me in Vancouver, British Columbia. Say hey, Abs.
Hey.
She's always giving me this drive. It's pissing me off. Anyway, you're all the way in Langston, Oklahoma, the USA. Say hey, Yuri.
What's good, y'all? Y'all feeling all right?
Right. And this is another episode. If this is your first time to the show, we're happy to have you here.
Yes.
We're welcoming people. We're happy people. We're Bahamian people. We want you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know, we want to see you. We want to hear from you. You could also hear from us because we're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. You know?
Oh my God.
Welcome to an episode of Sun, and No Brought Up. See? Everybody told me that was corny, but I was going to use it anyway.
Go ahead, girl.
Go off. Doesn't say go off. What the fuck this is?
I couldn't figure out what we doing because I was like,
No,
because I was like, do I go next?
it's
do I go next?
you have
I don't have. Wait, I do.
that Spider-Man was dope. I did not expect that.
Hold the phone. I might have something. Might have. Yeah, I'm for the show.
Ooh.
Oh,
They the norms?
I don't know. My Christmas decorations ain't come down yet.
it's March.
It's almost time for Easter, girl.
I'm serious, girl.
My Christmas decorations are minimal, so they don't overpower the house. So it's like they blend in, and only me one in here, so ain't no biggie.
Y'all know those households who's decorated Christmas tree all year.
Mavis, what's
You
that?
serious?
Girl, that's be wild.
We had a white Christmas tree, and she would decorate that shit for Easter, Valentine's Day, because she didn't feel like taking it down. Then when it was just a general season, she'll just find some floral stuff to stick in it.
There's a throw in there.
Isn't that more work though than taking it down?
That's what I feel. Like, just take it down.
Raising these parents, man.
Really?
They think they moving in logic, and they really ain't. They really ain't. And you know them. You ain't know when you can need things.
Wait, that's double work.
Oh yeah, my mom is a hoarder.
Yeah, my mom's a hoarder, and every time I go to the house, I be like, oh god,
She
just
is.
throw things out. I just ready throw things out.
If Sherelle ever get a chance to clean Mavis' house, trust me.
She could be
Skin
mad
and
'cause
bones.
I throwing everything outside.
I won't be there. I need to see that.
She'll
All I can
disown
do
me.
is roll on there. I only can roll.
She would disown me because I'd be like,
I
you ain't
know.
using this. Throw it away. Okay? But that even sounds so very Bahamian vernacular. Throw.
True. Yeah.
Tro.
Not throw. Throw.
Tro. TROW. Tro.
So here at Sun and No Brought Up, see, we use Bahamian terms. And Yuri is our resident linguist to get you situated with the words. Get you
Yeah, man.
situated with the lingo. So Yuri, bring us the Bahamian word of the week.
So the Bahamian word of the week is, or well, in this case, you have like phrase is slopping up. So slopping up is known as procrastination in more of the sense. So wherever you like hesitant to do things, hesitant to make moves, hesitant to, just do anything on a day-to-day basis, or, trying to make things happen, you keep slopping up. So, if you're trying to, hit up this girl and you be like, oh yeah, you slopping up at this vibe. Oh yeah, we use vibes on our other words. So yeah, so
Yo.
slopping up.
Okay, slapping up. So it's not literal. I know a lot of people take our phrases literally, but it ain't what it means.
No.
So slapping up. So we ain't want y'all slap up when it's time to subscribe to this channel. Okay? We ain't want y'all slapping up when it's time to spread the news. Spread the news, the good news. We don't mean being Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay?
Do it quick.
But you know who wasn't slapping up? You know who wasn't slapping up? You know who was saying, we ain't got no time to waste? UMG. UMG dropped a diss track. That's what we call it. Because that's what it was. It was a diss track. Or a dismissal against Aubrey Drake Graham. That's the name on, AKA Plaintiff.
Damn.
That's the name on the court documents. That should be his new rap name, Plaintiff. Shouldn't be Drake, it should be Plaintiff. Because, it's better than defendant. We had that on that side before, allegedly. Defendant. But UMG dropped their dismissal to the courts to have these frivolous charges and allegations that Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham is bringing against them dropped. And the first line, Ebony, pull up the docs. Pull it up. Pull up Selector. Because you couldn't tell me this wasn't a diss track.
This ain't no diss track. It's a book report because the fact that we come with an introduction is crazy to me. I was like, what is going on?
Mind your business and pull it up. The first line. And I quote.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You see why I say book report?
Who wrote this?
Thank you, Yuri.
Very good lawyer. Okay? Because it's giving, this in court document, this is giving, I telling you about your ass and legalese. Okay? So,
it's
the first
giving
line.
Book report.
Yeah, I want it all. That's why I strive for it. Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. Drake, this is one of his lyrics from the song Successful that he did betray songs.
I just want to be.
You know what the comment was to the same first line someone put in there? I saw it on the YouTube of channel. One of the comments was, UMG really came with, so Drake, this you?
100%. 100%.
This in you, eh? This you?
And this you?
This you?
And this you?
This me, you'll never hear a reply for it. Great.
This you?
Oh my god.
But this part here is crazy. Like, this is your intro before the intro. Look at this. Like, Plaintiff, one of the most successful recording artists of all time, lost a rap battle that he provoked. And in which he willingly participated. Instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artist, he often claims to be. This is
He claimed to be.
He has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice, meaning don't come back here.
To salve his wounds.
I say these are bars.
We all bathed in Savlon at one point or another.
Oh my god.
So he was trying to clean up his wounds and he's like, I'm going to sue you. And it's like, no, because you say this you. No, you ain't gonna never hear a reply from me from a desk. It's you.
And in bold, centered.
Because we're creating context here. because you literally contradicting yourself whatever years ago. That's why they say the words has come back to haunt you,
They're telling
right?
you.
And it goes on to say how in 2024, him and Kendrick Lamar went back and forth for approximately 2 months. It's amazing
Mm-hmm.
that it stretched that long. And the words in the doc said they exchanged increasingly vitriolic and incendiary diss tracks, sometimes responding within hours of each other.
Yeah.
That was Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Drake encouraged the feud. For example, when he felt that Lamar was taking too long. Everybody remember that part. Drop, 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 drop. You agitate that man. You
Mm-hmm.
poke the bear. You
Johnny
poke the
come back.
bear. So it kept going and it's saying that, oh, Kendrick came out the winner. He won the Grammys for the song. It was the best-selling rap song of 2024. The music
Mm-hmm.
video won the song. He also performed it at the halftime show. Say Drake
Hey, you like the
of the
piano?
2025 Super Bowl, and it was also parodied on Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special, which I found very funny. That was one of my favorite videos on TikTok. Right? So, in a nutshell, the lawyers are saying, listen, everybody know about diss tracks. It's been a part of hip hop culture since the birth of hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that when these fellas and women exchange these or have these exchanges, it's hyperbole, which means you can't take it literally,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you now say, oh, we're gonna call everything defamatory, you're now taking away from the essence that is hip hop. You're taking away
Exactly.
artistic license, more or
Mm-hmm.
less. And once again, UMG pulled Drake's files by saying, this ain't you, by reflecting that it was a couple years back. It's somewhere in there. Keep scrolling. Yeah, there it is. Scroll up a bit. Notably, right here, notably, less than 3 years ago, Drake himself signed a public petition criticizing the trend of prosecutors using artists' creative expression against them by treating rap lyrics as literal fact. So once again, UMG say, this you? This you who signed a petition to be like, we shouldn't take this shit to court. And 3 years later, you circle the block and say, I'm going to take you to court because you took
Mm-hmm.
what I said literally. And you said 3 years ago that it shouldn't be taken literally. Pick a side. Pick a side, Drizzy.
I
So,
like this part here. Like they said, Drake. As Drake recognized, when it comes to rap, the final work is the product of the artist's vision and imagination. Drake was right then, but wrong now. I said this is literally bars. Like everything that they said was just bam, shots fired. I was like, at this point, let it go.
Let it go.
he
Let it
For
also
real.
said
go.
that Drake claims that Kendrick's Not Like Us incited violence against him. So he felt quote unquote unsafe. He was calling what secondhand harassment?
Mm.
Really now?
Because
That's
we
he
was out
said.
here going wop 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 wop.
Yes, he said wop 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 was inciting violence. So UMG said, okay, bet. So in your song Family Matters, when you
Mm-hmm.
said you put sound effects of gunshots, you had lyrics of I putting bullets in the chamber,
Mm-hmm.
and in the hard part 6, you said I'll slit your throat with the razor, but you said wop 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 is inciting violence. Like, help me understand. So the whole dismissal is just stretching out the level of hypocrisy that Drake is executing here. He's taking hypocrisy to a whole nother level because this isn't a case of I did something decades ago, so people may not be remembering, and I could come back and take the next route today. Dude, you did the same shit like last week. And you expect that we forget you did it last week, and somebody come a week later and did the exact same thing, and you'd be like, oh no, I can't stand for that. You just did this last week, my guy. What are you
Uh-huh.
talking? What are you talking about? Somebody made a good angle about this, other than the UMG diss track, because that's what they keep calling this. They said that this whole feud that, because that's what I'm supposed to Google. Yuri, Google Whitney's birthday.
We have Whitney Houston.
No, not Whitney Houston. Kendrick Lamar's wife's birthday or fiance's birthday.
Girl, we would have never assumed her that Whitney. You know we is Whitney Houston churn practically. What you doing?
Someone did a good angle about this, and we know that this is something that Drake is very famous for. He goes at these men's women.
Okay, so
Right.
Kendrick Lamar's wife, Whitney Alford, was born on May 12, 1986.
Okay, May 12th. Somebody did a good angle with this, saying that Drake was aiming to drop this track on her birthday.
Okay.
The Family Matters track on her birthday. Right? He dropped it on May 4th, though. May 3rd or May 4th. But they're trying to aim it for her birthday. Because if you notice the whole angle with him dissing Kendrick Lamar wasn't even really about Kendrick Lamar. Everything was attached to this man's wife. You said he beat his fiance. You said he beat his fiance, that he cheats on his fiance.
I'm churning his.
The second child in Kendrick on, but his best friend / manager. You did all these angles because the only thing you really gonna say about Kendrick was that he was short. You call him a short fake activist. That is the furthest he could have gone with Kendrick because he had no dirt on him per se, right? So you took the angle of I'm gonna talk about your fiance. And my thing is, you want to learn your lesson for Pusha T. It's just wild. So his whole thing was, it seems as if this beef was really about Whitney, and I can believe, like I wouldn't put it past Drake that you tried to talk to this gal before, because you allegedly have slept with your boys' women before. You was go behind their back and snake their women. You are alleged to have a history of doing this.
That ain't no alleged. He did that. Remember, Lil Wayne confirmed that. What you talking about?
Okay?
What you talking about?
And but other than Lil Wayne, it is alleged that this is what he does. He goes behind these fellas back to try to take their woman. And I believe that this might have been the case that you try to take this man woman, and she tell you kick rocks. And I done been with this man from we was in high school and ain't nothing happening. I really believe that was the angle.
So why she doesn't speak out on it? Why she doesn't confirm?
Like,
So we can know how this
the
beef,
reason?
so we know this beef really started.
He claims well, let me say he claims, but we all know the control verse. The control verse came out, that was like 10 years ago. Because they said they had a Cold War where we would sneak this at each other for like over a decade.
Yeah.
Drake was like, oh, the control verse, this is no big deal. Ain't nobody talking about it. Right? And him and Kendrick are still cool. Whatever. But Kendrick only did work with you once. And after that,
Yeah.
he was a friggin' with you no more. Something happened in there. Something happened in
that
there.
interaction.
Some friction happened in there that Kendrick say, yeah, you take me on tour with you, but ain't nothing happening. Because you remember the cypher? He did. TDE did a cypher on BET. And he said, when I tucked the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes, and they've been dissing each other from then. And Drake around here faking and fronting like, oh yeah, we cool. And that's why Kendrick even mentioned in Euphoria, when you had the feature request, I surprised you asked me for that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. How you gonna ask me to get on a song with you and J. Cole? Me and you been sneak dissing each other for over a decade. You know I don't like your ass, right? And whatever reason, the public doesn't know. I don't like you. But you want to play crazy and call my phone and be like, come get on this track with me?
You might have thought he forget. You might have thought he forget.
Maybe
Kendrick look like any nigga who's forget.
No.
No.
You see You see how
Maybe he wanted to make amends. I don't know.
No.
you see how imaginative them disses was? We ain't forget.
And even in his songs, Kendrick was like, in Whacked Out Murals, he said, "Yo, everybody mad because I wasn't showing face with y'all. I wasn't faking with y'all. Everybody faking in each other's face, be like, yeah, use my boy, all that's cool, whatever, whatever. And I'm the only one who wasn't faking with y'all. Telling y'all to your face, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I rather stay to myself. I don't want to be bothered with you Negroes because I see how y'all is carry on. I see how y'all treat each other behind each other back. So let me stay in my corner." He said, "You better off having one woman. Everything tricky right now." So he said, "Y'all mad because I wasn't faking with y'all." So for Drake to be like, you and this man have beef for whatever reason, the public still does not know because everybody want to know what's the tea. What's the tea behind y'all can't stand each other, right? And you have the nerve to fix your lip once again.
Fix your lip.
Ask this man, come join this feature with me and Cole, so we could be the big three, so everybody can think we all chummy.
Buddy.
No, Kendrick said, "Before I take a truce, I'll take him to hell with me." And he ain't lying. He ain't letting up on this boy. Because he's
Oh my God.
You took this a step too far when you bring my woman and my children into this.
Yeah, he did.
He said, that don't sit well with me. So he said, before I take a truce, I take them to hell with me. And I said, I like that. I like that stance. Yeah, it's like, if you cross my line, a certain line, don't look for me to be like, oh, that was okay. We can forgive each other and move on. So, you know, fucking kissing up around here. I taking you to hell with me. Okay.
And sometimes it's necessary. Like, my auntie always said, sometimes you just got to show people one good time. Yeah, bad, one time. And this was that one time. All the while, like you say, he was sneak dissing or whatever. But I'm telling you, yes. And you know what? He had to take the direct approach. I can show you my head ain't good. Here we go. Let's buckle up.
And like the court doc said, you asked for it. Oh, that was another part of the court documents with the whole pedo angle.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the court documents, UMG is saying, you're upset with him because you're saying what he did damaged your reputation. But in the AI track with Snoop and he used the AI, Snoop Dogg and Tupac, you told him to use the pedo angle. Yeah. He said, I'll give that to you. Use the pedo angle. So now that he used the pedo angle, like you asked him to.
Yeah, now you mad.
And then in the hard part 6, you say, I knew this Epstein angle was what the route you was going to take. So if you expected it, why are you upset?
I guess he was expecting it to be in that direct situation. But he didn't really specify or give a detail on when to actually use the angle. So
no, you told me. Because the first thing he dropped was push-ups. Then he's like, drop, saying you taking too long. Then he dropped the AI, in which he say, you taking too long. Here, use the pedo angle, the Millie Bobby Brown. That's what he mentioned. Use the Millie Bobby Brown angle that I like little girls. Right? Because Millie Bobby Brown spilled your tea, honestly. Because she got on the red carpet talking about how you was text her, but you miss her. I don't know why you telling a 14-year-old you miss her. And she was on the yacht and all this shit. Okay. She spilled his tea on the red carpet. And that's from then people was looking at them sideways, besides the whole letting the 17-year-old and you telling her, oh, you like her breastfeed on your chest and all this stuff. And then you kiss her at the end and all. So, and that's the next thing the court docs. It's like, there's things that predate this beef that feed that angle. So why are you upset now that somebody just put music behind it? So it's like you literally told Kendrick, use this angle. You told him to. Or was that hyperbole? Should he not take it literally? Because we're using the literal approach. You literally told him, use that angle, and this is what you expect, and now you mad.
It was still out of his expectations. I didn't expect you to make a
good song.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect all my coworkers to be out here screaming A minor, dancing at the
Beyonce
the
clapping like
biggest
this.
award show. I didn't expect for billions of people to be screaming A
Right.
minor. And don't act like that line don't hit. It does. That's crazy. That line
I
is
think it.
phenomenal.
I think it hurt him because he put a lot of work into that music video. No, listen. He kept egging. He kept egging Kendrick on because he knew he had already shot that video. That video had a lot of production. So that ain't something you just did overnight in the middle of a rap beef. You was plotting on this dude for weeks. So don't try and make it seem like this rap beef was spontaneous, right? You was plotting on this dude for weeks with a music video. You found props, you found location, you found all this shit. You went into the war room and you sit down with your producer, your stylist, and y'all map this whole shit out. And because that's why he was pushing this boy. Say something, because I didn't have this whole thing locked and loaded for you. Say something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you say he taking too long, and he come to you with track after track and when he finally dropped Family Matters, he thought that was my nuke. He can't come back from that. I had the visuals, I had this, I had that, and Kendrick say, bet, meet the grams. Wait, the reaction videos to Meet the Grams was hilarious. He was like, "Hold on, I still uploading Drake. What you mean, Kendrick dropping?" Yuri, go on YouTube and watch reaction videos. I don't watch
The
like
actual.
the music video or the actual song.
You
The
should. That
reaction
way you have
videos,
something to compare.
yeah, the reaction videos are so much more funnier, and especially they now doing these compilation reaction videos. So
The same thing.
they have all the reactors on the screen at the same time reacting to one part,
One particular
part of the song at the same time.
That'd be
And
good.
what part got me was at the end of Meet the Grams when he said, "Fuck a rap battle, there's a long life battle with yourself."
Ooh.
And the whole screen went quiet. It's like,
Ooh.
shit. And everybody's like, ooh,
Yeah.
just serious.
Yeah, that's kind of petty.
That wasn't even petty. That was like, ooh, he talking to your soul.
Right. I was like, ooh.
Fuck a rap battle. This is a long life battle with yourself. And I was like,
All you gonna do, like Yuri for real, all you gonna do is look at the screen and be like,
he just say that?
pearls. Like,
You lied about that. What I appreciate about Kendrick, he can paint a picture with words, boy. Like listening to that song, you just pictured the horror movie on the screen. He
because
can
that
paint a
beat
picture with
was
words.
that beat was really terrifying. I was like, yeah, I'm glad.
And the
never
echo of you lied. It's like the telltale, the
can't
story of
play
the
the no
telltale heart,
headphones.
No.
where the person killed the person and they could just hear the heartbeat from under the floor. That's what that gave me. You lied. See, like I haunted you, bro. Your lies haunted you. So yeah, UMG is like, big man, get over it.
Yeah.
Judge, toss this out, and we ain't talking about this no more.
I swear this is
Pull a
long
bird,
overdue.
man. Is we finished or is we done?
They need to pull a Drake, and I don't want to hear this ever again.
Oh, and they also mentioned because Drake is alleging that UMG helped him bought UMG had files for everything because UMG, he said that they did like a streaming farm or something or bought it Kendrick streams because they heard when the streamer came on academics claiming that he was a part of the streaming farm for Kendrick. And so UMG said that don't have nothing to do with us. He's like, if that's the case, that's something between Kendrick and that person. That don't have nothing to do with UMG. And he was like, he also said that UMG intentions was to do that to devalue Drake so they could sign him at a lower amount in this contract. And UMG's like, that don't even make sense. why would I devalue one of my biggest money makers, which
Right.
means I could make less money?
Right.
Why the F would I do that?
And then I was like, Drake.
Drake,
That don't make sense.
you're grasping at straws now. I could smell the desperation on you. You're grasping at straws. And what's so funny is when Drake is be like, "Oh, they were promoting like that or what? Not like that, not like us." But that's their job.
Right.
If it was you or Kendrick or whatever artist, their job is to promote music.
Right.
You suing the
Exactly.
people for doing their job.
Job. Like if the song like getting traction, you think I ain't gonna keep,
Putting the
click
pressure
this,
on the
make a
radio.
click
Hey,
big,
run that.
run that,
that.
run that every hour on hour.
Oh, one of the funniest lines in the docs, because I read the whole thing. Drake said, because Kendrick's song was getting played so much, it didn't give it time for his song to play.
Whose problem is that? It sounds like a you problem.
I said, what? What you mean?
They don't want me to have my turn. He wanted his turn. It ain't fair.
What? They played his song so much it didn't give me time to play mine.
Childish.
Dog, you went on the
Preschool.
playground playing
Samba.
dodgeball, but like, what the frick?
It's my turn. It's my turn.
That was literally what. And UMG saying, we don't have control on airplay.
No.
Like, nothing about his song being played infringed on your song being played. So it's like, Drake, let it
See,
go.
the thing was, I guess he felt like he had a win because I know him and I believe it was iHeartRadio because it was was it iHeartRadio? Who was the second person in the suit? Or was it Spotify? One of them streaming people. I can't remember who he was suing.
Probably Spotify.
Right? So apparently, I guess he technically had a win. They came to a settlement. They didn't disclose what the amount was, but they came to a settlement. So I guess he was like, all right, they're giving me a win. So I'm going to continue on pressing the matter with UMG so I can get my win there as well. My point still remains to this day. I can't believe you're trying to sue your employer.
And think that could end well.
Right.
That's the funny part for me. You think this could end well. Like, no matter which way this lawsuit ends up, it ain't gonna end well. So I don't know what his end game was, but it ain't gonna end well.
You just dropped this trashy album.
That was trash.
Oh, y'all ain't easy in this life.
You know that was trash.
Yuri, 45%. That was the rating we gave him. 45%? 45%. That was 4 out of 10.
I still haven't
It was a
finished
flippity
it.
flop.
That was
See?
that was trash.
Still ain't
The
finished it.
songs ain't even encourage you to listen to the rest.
That
I'm gonna go back to
And
it
I-
though. I don't leave
And
it.
they sure use up your music on every day.
I do.
okay.
And there ain't nothing screaming. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the song.
Like I tried
No.
to give Nokia another chance, and I still was like,
Who's calling
No.
it? Is this thing? Is it? Is it?
I don't know. I guess I'm looking for more
What about
meaningful
the
lyrics, or at
function?
least if it could be foolishness, it need to be sensible foolishness. If that
Who's
makes
calling
sense.
it? Who's calling it?
What the fuck the function? I think
Where
it's a
about
bar.
the function?
Like that ain't even microwave worthy.
Where the fuck the
Lord.
function?
That's
I mean,
like
it's good.
microwave
It's-
food where you stop it before before it reaches the end.
It's good cleaning. It's good cleaning up your house music.
Nokia never.
Is this thing?
Mm-mm.
I tell you, I hear roller rink.
Roller rink.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hear roller rink. In ATL, I can play in a roller rink.
I guess.
Cascades.
Yeah, I can hear it, the upbeat. But on a downbeat, which is kind of tragic, there's a story out of Georgia of twins Nadir, if I get the names pronounced correctly. Nadir and Kasir. What's their last name, everybody? Nadir and Kasir.
Lewis, Kadir, and Nazir. Lewis.
Kadir,
Kadir.
Kadir and Nasir Lewis.
Both
They were
19.
19-year-old twins
Mm-hmm.
out of Georgia who were found unalived on top of this mountain
A
somewhere
remote
in Georgia.
mountain.
And the authorities within the area, like quick, fast, in a hurry, ruled this a quote unquote murder suicide. And of course, the family, the public is like, that makes absolutely no sense.
That.
The boys were on their way to visit a friend in, can't remember what the other state is,
Boston. They were going to Boston.
the Massachusetts. But they missed their flight. And no one saw them. And people obviously started looking for them, and they found them deceased on this mountain. Authorities said murder suicide. The family's like, no, these boys are inseparable. They never even had a contentious history. You know, you obviously have your sibling, your little tips or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But it was nothing contentious to be like, or even if one sibling had ideations, none of them ever displayed that I haven't unaliving myself ideations or whatnot. Right? So they're like, why would one twin unalive the other one, then unalive themselves in a mountain that they were not familiar with? So everybody's like, and how did you come to that conclusion so quickly? You just found them, and now all of a sudden it's a murder suicide?
Murder suicide.
They didn't mention
And-
anybody else involved.
No,
Of course not. It's
were
given cover up.
right. They were found by a hiker, and this mountain, this secluded mountain, isolated mountain, I should say, isolated peak near the North Carolina border. Like, this ain't some place where we go.
Oh, and to add to that, this area is allegedly a sundown city.
There we go.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
Dan. See, I know it was something I was missing. So they blocked.
Yeah, the black
Okay, so
twins.
yeah, case closed.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
The case closed. The case need to be opened. That's the
I mean,
problem.
we know what went down. It's like what a two
The
for
case
one.
needs to be opened.
Like, look at these two boys. Because at 19, I
Oh,
don't care
yeah.
nobody said.
Oh, yeah,
these are babies.
Mhm.
They ain't live yet. They just graduate school.
Yeah,
You
they're ready to
gonna
turn
tell
up.
me
You can see
no
they.
baby
Yeah, they're ready. Yeah, they're ready to turn up.
starting life. We just
Yeah.
starting life, and y'all gonna talk, but they just say, "All right, today's the day. I sick of you. You going today? Oh, what did I do? I gone to? What is this? Cain and Abel? Get out of here! Get
Yeah.
out of here!
Mm-hmm. That's just what it's given.
Y'all come
Yeah.
again. Y'all who
Yeah.
can
And how
solve
y'all?
crimes on a daily. Y'all wrap this up quick. So yeah,
Where they from? It's like where are they from?
they are from Lawrenceville, near Atlanta.
Okay, Atlanta.
Now you know Atlanta.
I don't see city boys
Exactly.
going up to a mountain, and yeah,
And for one, I was on my way to the airport.
Yeah.
right. So
And
why
I
would
didn't
I
have
miss
my
my?
luggage or anything. They didn't rent a car. That was another thing that they said. They didn't rent a car. They didn't take an Uber. There's no records of them taking an Uber. Like, you know, you have a credit card information or something.
Yeah, statements. Yeah.
Nothing like that. They also, there's another thing that added to it. Allegedly, somebody who I think found them
Mm-hmm.
had a recording of the scene, and the authorities confiscated the images to say, oh, they shouldn't be released because the matter is still under investigation. So people are now asking,
What
you
is
said this
this?
investigation was closed.
Child, let me tell you something. The way I would have gone onto my cloud.
Like, which one is it? This still under investigation, or is the investigation closed? It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah, yeah. If
So, like, which one of y'all hillbilly sons gone take these two little boys out?
Just that.
that's just what it is. Something happened at a different location, and I never dropped off of there.
Exactly.
Or y'all dragged them up there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all know the temperament that's in the U.S. right now. Like, literally you have countries issuing travel advisory
Exactly.
to the US.
Imagine my
Like
how
you
the tables
never
have turned.
say, right? Travel advisory to the US. Other countries are sending out right now because there has been an uptick of people being stopped at the border
Mhm.
and being detained, frisked, searched, abused at the border from different countries. England, I think it was a French scientist they take in, all kind of things trying to say that they tying these people to terrorism and all that stuff. And they're like, dude, I just trying to fly into the US. Like, why are we
Mhm.
going through this? And it's been an uptick. So people are like, people in Europe especially like, oh, there's a travel advisory for the US. So like right now, people literally avoiding the US. Canadians have been canceling their vacations,
Yeah.
their spring break vacations
Yep.
to the US. There's this bed and breakfast owner in Maine.
Hashtag loyal to Canada.
Yeah. Not even yeah, this bed and breakfast owner in Maine, USA, he said the majority of his guests are Canadian that visit
Mhm.
him on the regular. And he said most of them canceled. So that money he was gonna make just laughing and making that. So people literally avoiding going to the US. Like I'm one of those persons as well. Not gonna lie. I'm one of those persons as well, even though I have a
Mhm.
US visa in my Bahamian passport. But and you know I used to save my money, my little US dollars to put in the cubby, but like whenever I make a trip, um,
Got my little
I-
dollars.
right? And like this week I was like, F that, I'ma spend this because I ain't trying to give Trump my money right now. Not the way they carrying on. I'm not doing it. Whatever I need to buy, be it clothes, go in Bath and Body Works, or whatever, I can do it while I there. But the US ain't gonna see me like right now until they simmer down.
But hold on, let's see the new updated T. This was 3 days ago. Concerning the twins, they said that I guess the case reopened because they have new details.
Hmm.
Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what's going
Told y'all
on.
this story did not sound right from the beginning. The truth is finna come out. So on
The truth.
Why are you so dramatic?
Listen, because
Like these TikTokers is
The
crazy.
truth.
I told
Wait.
y'all this was right from the beginning.
listen, these
I
conspiracy
thought we talking
theorists be
about it, but no,
crossing
my
out.
boy said the truth. I didn't even know there's an F in there.
These be so dramatic. Continue.
Jesus.
March 18th, a volunteer firefighter named Scott, who is 42, was arrested on a misdemeanor charge for obstruction because this man decided to take a picture of the two lifeless bodies
See, this is
of
so
Cordeer and Nazir Lewis. And then he posted it online, y'all. So you ask yourself, why would he do that? That's mental. Did he have anything to do with it? They said upon arrival, when they seen the two twins unalived, they had multiple bullet wounds. So they say one unalived the other, then unalived itself. But with multiple wounds,
Somebody make
how
that
do
make
that
sense.
even sound, y'all? The family said this shit from the beginning that it was bullshit. They were trying to tell the family just from the beginning, oh, it was a unaliving S word. And they wanted the family just to believe that. They like, no. How the hell did they get up on Bell Mountain in the first place? They were not supposed to be there. They were supposed to catch this flight, which they missed, and then 24 hours later, they're found unalived. No prior beef, no motive, nothing. Yeah, all right. I'm telling y'all, it's about to be a crazy ride. So don't miss this. I'm going to update y'all on this because this is
okay.
crazy and sad at the same time.
We can wait on this update because he's like, man, some of these TikTokers is like cover some of these stories. It's like, why y'all fighting?
My boy said truth. The
He's
truth.
so aggressive. I told y'all from the beginning.
And that didn't make sense. they had multiple shots. So I shoot at myself like this.
And even once I
So
hit myself, once I going down, like I was weak.
I got shoot again. I can be like, ah.
I
so
was weak.
so question. How or why did they miss a flight?
No, what's shocking? What's a question for me is if I missed my flight, I would have called Patty and be like, "Hey, come get me." What happened? What happened between missing the flight and then them sure and
You ended up me finding me up there.
right? Did they use the chloroform and drag them out? Like there has to be some video with the airport cameras and stuff. Y'all know the airport does have cameras literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Unless they never made it to the airport.
That,
Mm.
okay, you see why I say how did they miss their flight?
Because the person's probably expecting them on the other side, saw that they didn't come. Like they like they said, they was going to Boston to some friends. So if I'm on the other side expecting you and your flight is 1 o'clock and it's now 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I see Ebony yet. Like she ain't calling, tell me she ain't coming, and she wasn't on the flight, so I could call Patty, where Ebony? She's supposed
Right?
to meet me and I ain't see her. So now I gotta start looking where my child is because she supposed to be on the plane. So I think that's probably what happened. Their friends saw that they didn't come.
Like
I
did
didn't
they
get a call from them.
like now see now it's starting to make sense. Maybe mommy ain't dropped them. Maybe mommy had to go to the work. Maybe I said to the work. Maybe mommy was working or whatever and they took a Uber
Didn't
to
they
get
just
to
like
the
an Uber
airport.
driver?
So suppose the Uber person killed them, drag them
Giving
all the way
criminal
out here.
minds.
I
hmm
tell you, but this run deep, deep, deep.
It's giving criminal minds. Ebony don't like to watch criminal minds because she said it's scary. It's not.
It is scary because it's based on real stuff. I'm mad that I know about what's going on with these twins right now.
You gotta watch Criminal Minds to know what to watch out for.
I know what to watch out for. That's why me and you have location shared.
Listen, when I
The
go to
frick?
Ebony, like if I gotta take an Uber or when I use Lyft, I just be like,
This
yeah,
is
my
where I
Lyft's
am.
in reach, and I'll send her.
The
But they
information.
say share location, so she watching me in real time with this car moving.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The hell? I gotta
It's,
be able to tell Mavis where her child is.
Share this with somebody,
The
so I
frick?
send her the link.
it's too much real-time resources, real-time tracking resources to just end up like being missing, like for real, for real.
No, but then, again, these children, these are babies. They probably wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah,
They
and
might
I
have been in
wouldn't-
their phone and it was just like, what the
and
hell
I
he
saw
is?
like I wouldn't be too paranoid because I'm with my brother.
Right.
Like I'm not traveling by myself where I have to be extra vigilant. I'm with somebody.
Or worse, we get in the car and as soon as we get in the car, homeboy pull a gun out on us and it's like, hand me them phones. What you could do, fight?
Or you have the child lock or something on.
Right. We
I
can't get
in
out
the back
here.
seat.
Once we
Giving
in here. Like that's some
criminal
crazy
minds.
age.
I was choking you from the back. And if I had on a belt and you said to drive this car,
I'd have been like
we crashing up together. Cause me and mine ain't going out like this.
I mean, if we get dead, let's all die together.
Get off. This could be a story to tell.
Okay.
But you know, me and my brother in the back seat, if that's the case, if me and my brother in the back seat, I know how someone get off me into duress, but we got swinging.
Man, but
I
hold
don't know.
on.
I guess I have to get I have to get like a twin, like I know a twin, so I'll ask him like his point of view, like how like him and his brothers travel, like if that situation is like bullshit or not,
We
because
know that situation is bullshit.
Right?
We know that's bullshit.
The only other thing that I can think of is there was a Criminal Minds episode I did watch where the guy was an Uber driver and what he did was he had no, he was a cab driver and what he was doing was
Releasing the
you know how
gas.
to you know how that back thing is, so he had the
Oh.
whole thing sealed up so the
With the
gas would
chloroform?
release in the back, right? The gas
knock you
released in
out.
the back and there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you can do. Y'all
'Cause you-
knocked out.
yeah, because that's just AC. You just falling asleep.
But so my thing is, I released this gas. Y'all phones. I just checked them out the window, and then that's that. Cause they can't track you no more.
State's scary, you know.
Like watching Criminal Minds. Look at this
It
foolish
is.
coming back in my head.
Need to get you on my location. Because I
No,
be
no,
down.
no, 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 no. You be setting up black screens. I mean, be asking you.
Oh, you are not spilling my tea.
Who pick you up? We need a picture.
That's
to tell us.
wow. That's crazy work.
We know how
Jesus.
Yuri. You think we be joking? Or you think
Allegedly.
we be making? No, Yuri. On
This is
serious note.
allegedly.
No, seriously,
On
you're
a serious
because
note,
people is out here crazy.
crazy.
I don't see it though.
That's your problem.
Look at these.
I
Look
don't.
at these
Yeah,
two
it
turned
is. It
in.
is. It
That's
is.
your problem.
And Oklahoma's
But
the sticks. They could throw your little thing behind anywhere. You finish.
And you know you was freeze up.
Quick.
That night on the bench. That night on the bench, Yuri would. Everybody has been fisting his way up, and Yuri was like this. The whole time. I say, Yuri, you was freeze up. It was like, bro, you ain't got no kind of fight or flight.
No.
None.
Your flight responses freeze.
Freeze.
The perfect victim. Like, bro, you ain't gonna put up no fight. You could be like, so right?
We doing this now, or like could you come? You could have won a nigga dog. You could have won.
No, problem.
So yeah, but on a serious note, Yuri, when me and Anthony's be like, boy, who come for you? Where you going? We ain't doing that to be nosy. We doing that to be like, boy, you in a foreign land as a Negro. And we gotta tell the police this way he's gone. This the last person he talked to. He said he was going here.
Yeah, he was with this guy. This what he had on.
Don't be like them fellas in Italy.
Mom?
Yeah, but they never found him. Oh, they found him. This
They
ain't drowned
found
him.
him, but they closed the case and say, oh, he
He
drowned.
drowned, and he was the
Okay.
top. He was the swimmer.
Right. Imagine. He gets
They
crappy.
didn't want you like that. So, and then and on top of that, when you read the first thing, he's going off to school, he's going to Oklahoma. I said, Oklahoma? What do you want to slow Atlanta?
I know it would have been like a rural place, but I was like, oh my goodness, like, oof.
He was like, that sound Caucasian. Like,
I didn't see that. I just saw it just would have been like deserted for real, but not racist.
and then on top of that, a city I never heard of, Langston. Langston? It's like,
Like, boy, it's just getting worse and worse.
we're so that's why we need you to hurry up, graduate, and get out of that place, buddy. Get
Someone
out.
should be in a couple weeks.
Get out of that place, buddy, because the way the U.S. set up right now,
I know.
no. People getting more brazen with the racism. I don't. Child, please. People like me and Ebony go over there, they just take us for fetish. You know? Oh, boy.
Organ harvesters.
That's another thing I think about. People just don't believe me when I tell them that shit has happened. Because I know we have human trafficking going on over here. People just don't want to believe it. And I think, boy, you think human trafficking going on? Nah, New Providence is only 21/7. Tell me where, when we see these missing people billboards come up, and we never find them?
That's right. They ain't even in the country.
They ain't here.
No.
It's either that or they bury someplace deep or overboard. But they ain't here. Especially like them elderly people in there.
Oh, they
I say,
been
but
gone.
you don't think people ain't getting carried for their organs? Think again.
They
Think again.
gone.
Oh, the children was going missing and thing. I was like, what's going on?
You forget the video where the woman was on Goodman's Bay. That was Goodman's Bay or Sanders Beach, when she said she caught a woman trying to carry a child.
Say what?
It was a Bahamian mummy, but the person who was trying to lure her child was a foreigner. And she pulled out her camera and she said this woman was trying to lure her child on the beach.
And she let that woman walk away. I need to know.
I was fighting her.
I was drowning. her.
That's what I didn't figure
I
out.
was fighting her.
You
I was
let
going to jail.
You let this woman live to tell the story? Because can't be.
It was a foreigner.
I would have buried her hair in the sand.
Right there. You ain't
Right on the
gonna walk
shoreline,
away from
because
this paper. You
you
ain't
ain't doing.
gonna
We
walk
were
away.
told this. And you know the funny part about that is, I think the police would have let that slide.
You know, as soon as they say, well, what happened? She'd just say, oh,
It was in self-defense of my child.
okay.
She
Sweet girl was
told
out
me to
here.
cut up.
No, police just come on. Just come out for the camera. We can let you go soon. We go.
Yeah, man. Just hop in the back to make it look good, man.
Yeah. Meet us on the
Yeah,
bar.
but
Meet us at the box on Friday.
yeah, because any police officer can tell you, bro, I was doing the same thing.
Huh?
Right.
What you mean? You try to carry my child?
Who's speaking
She
up
was
a
told
child
What are you
anyway?
talking about?
If I see a child stranded, I run into the police station. Like, what you do? What you doing out here?
And like I said, I never like to see children walking the road by themselves.
Especially
Even
them
this
little
week,
sad. Jesus, that is
even this
really
week,
annoying.
I saw this on Gladstone Road. She had on a school uniform. It was like 4 o'clock, and she was walking home by herself. She didn't look no more than maybe 9 or 10, and she was trekking home. And the thing is, like, the maternal instinct in me is be like, you would want to offer them a ride for them to go
No,
home safely, but you
you
don't want to
can't.
encourage them to do that.
Yeah,
So
you
it's like you
can't.
have to leave them.
Yeah, you leave
You
them. Yeah.
know? Is it like, God, catch 22? You know? So it's like, that just be scary.
You can't.
But
I say, we wait right there. The police coming for you right now. They carry you home. Don't come on, Mike. Don't come on, my God. You right there.
behind you can't trust all these police, and you got them getting locked up for soliciting minors.
Man,
Someone say what?
You forget I told you that story couple weeks ago when we was talking about the story, the thing that people don't want to say out loud. There was a police officer who got charged with soliciting a minor. He was like 20 something and the child was 13.
Oh, yes.
And
I
he
remember
said,
now.
yeah, he knew she was a minor because he was soliciting her over the internet. I was like, oh my gosh, just embarrassing, man.
Oh, yeah. That's
You
what
know
made
what's
they
embarrassing?
had about a couple of weeks.
Embarrassing is the state of the Valley Boys. Here we talk about it.
I mean,
Talk about it, Yuri. What broke going down home? What we talking about? The Wally Boys.
I don't even gotta stay long on the topic, like for real, for real. So basically, the two factions, the court finally came to the decision that I was like, okay, so since 1958, never registered the Valley Boys in the government's registrar. We're just going to, you know, follow the
It's a
law
movement.
and give into the way forward. So the way forward would be considered legally as a Valley Boy. So y'all go with that. So that's just the court's ruling, but it's going to be between y'all to decide if y'all are going to remain as one or, to decide your leadership and decide how y'all do like special activities. But as far as it concerns the name, and the name belongs to the Way Forward faction. So me, on the other hand, well, I've already been receiving calls from other A groups to say, man, this y'all only coming as one, so what you trying to do?
What the poaching?
right tell you.
Listen, it's happening, it's out there, it's real. But I had to tell him, like, dog, like, I just have to finish. Give me a few weeks. Let me like finish school for real, for real, for real. But I love my volleyball still. I love the Shadow 40 bars to this day. So I don't get involved in like the executive decision. I just go there, play my horn, drink my Carlo, hang in my section, and
I
go to
drink my
practice and
Carlo.
have a vibe. Yeah. So I don't be all up fighting for that, fighting for position, all that bugger ray. Because at the end of the day, Junkanoo's a free thing. So that's why you see like dudes who who I commented like when they came in the Junkanoo, like you would see top season dudes who were the Valley Boys for like 7 years, 10 years, almost 15 years. They just pick up and they just go on to where niggas like bringing in and getting the wins. getting their 4 straight wins, but that's only gonna last for a season though, because I feel like eventually, like in the future, everybody's gonna become one again, and as soon as that happens, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna come back home. This is a free thing. Like you're not legally bound to anything in that sense, and when you participate in the brass, off the shoulder, free dance, um, backline, you could
And you
just
have to pay to be in it.
no. I mean, you got to pay for like your materials, or some groups may sponsor shirts. Some groups just like buy your paraphernalia or so on and so forth. But if you have how I got into like my childhood mentor, and so it's like, okay, I got someone who's trying to get into volleyboys, and he talked to the section, and he's like, he can play. He say, yeah, he can play. He's been playing like in church band, so like from since small, and so they hear me play. They was like, oh yeah, I kind of rock this, and that was it. But now it's getting like technical now, because like the younger boys who like I go to school with, like groups like the Saxons be holding like real auditions and shit. Like you gotta know your skills, and like they getting like
Junkanoo real?
no, it's getting technical now with it.
Junkanoo real?
In the span of 2.5 years, like I wouldn't even talk about like in sections like choreograph, because like you
yeah, they always used to hold auditions for choreographed dancers. You had to audition for that because they used to put out the flyers.
Like they be like organized. They organize sections in Junkanoo. Like they don't be playing. They don't be playing. They have like females like lined off trying to get a spot.
Wow.
It's
for those in YouTube land and audio land. We're talking about Junkanoo, which is the National Festival of the Bahamas, which is held officially twice a year, Boxing Day and New Year's Day, where different groups consisting of brass instruments, drums, awesome costumes. It's more like somewhat a float parade mixed with HBCU, mixed with, you could feel the African ancestry in there. If you don't feel the drum in your chest, you are not a Junkanoo. And groups compete for bragging rights, coins, but especially bragging rights.
Yeah, somebody
and it gets real. But you say it ain't that serious. You always get serious because the sponsorship money that these groups is get,
thousands,
real money,
30,000, 50,000.
One of them just get $50,000.
See, they see getting that money, and so like
I can't remember which group. One of them just get $50,000.
So groups need to have like persons that have like integrity in place to show how that money is being spent. And that was a problem with 1958, because Brian Adley used to, and we all know who Brian Adley is. We all been face to face with Brian Adley,
I might have been face to face with him, but I can't remember what he looked like.
You serious? Oh, Palmdale. That's Palmdale.
No, he would have been an Eastern Soldier too.
That's what I say. I might know his face, but I might not know that was his name.
Like,
you definitely would know his face.
You would have served him a couple times, for sure. Whether in the cage or on that front line of Eastern Soldier, you would have served him. I know that for a fact.
And I never knew him to have a 9 to 5.
That speaks volumes.
Wait, don't lose his life, babe.
Right, I've never.
Does he own a business? Because I might have served him for a business account.
That point, but I just never know him to have a 9 to 5. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Yeah,
because that was my question for you though. Like, if you feel like now that this whole debacle is over, if Valley Boys is gonna come back together, if everybody's just gonna be like, all right, cool, since we're the way forward now, that's it. You guys could be moving forward. Let's come together. Let's stop this whole separate business and let's just move forward.
See, the
call it a day.
With the other one is what, world famous?
Yeah, the world famous.
Yeah.
The thing is with that one is either y'all gonna have to now find another name, because the way forward is now the one with the registered name.
Yeah.
They about to have their own set of elections to pick the leaders of their group, whatever, treasurer, president, whatever. I don't know the different titles, but they about to have their own elections
Mm-hmm.
to govern their group. So y'all now have to find another name. It's either y'all have to find another name or y'all got to fall in line with these
With
people.
mm-hmm.
And whoever was on that side who felt like they were in charge, you're no longer in charge.
Right.
You have no group. You are no longer in charge.
You are
So if
nothing.
you right, so if you want to be quote unquote under the umbrella of the Valley Boys, you have
Right.
to fall in line with them.
Mm.
Either that or find a new name. And you know how Bahamians go. We ain't really no big fan of no group with no new name.
You
No.
You
know.
sounding very B category right now. You know? That's what it sounded like. Very B category. So it is what it is.
But my
Yeah,
thing
they
is, I
just
feel like with Junkanoo, like there should be a change anyway. All of those, I wouldn't say get rid of old. I would say definitely have the old mentor the new, because there has to be succession planning. You can't expect to be here forever and ever. Amen. Eventually, you could cross Jordan, and then what's gonna happen afterward? The group just supposed to, dismantle. Where's the real succession planning for these junk new groups? Because it's a lot of the same thing that you hear amongst the groups anyway. Oh, this old one want to continue doing things this way, and the younger ones coming up, like Yuri say, Saxon's holding auditions now,
No, Valley was holding auditions though.
right?
most like those A groups
Valley
too,
having
because like
auditions now. Like what? Like I'd like to see that. That sounds like there's improvement. It ain't just, oh, this my boy, he come to play.
because now like most of the brass leaders are in the top groups are in the education system.
Oh.
And they have HBCU backgrounds.
Mm.
And so they're using that process, that method, that culture, and they're bringing in and the culture that they got back when they study abroad, and they bringing it back into our culture here. And so it's just like a kind of like an infinity cycle going, because those young band or those young instrumentalists who pick up drums, who pick up horns, and they go under their leaders. Their leaders now inspire them, and they motivate them to, study abroad and go up to school. And so they have the culture is changing. So it's just really like that new middle management
Mm-hmm.
and that traditional management. That's where the
Yeah, like
conflict is.
that
Yeah.
historic
Yeah,
management.
the historic ones, archaic ones, aren't really like compromising or willing to work with the middle management that has like new and fresh ideas. I think once you
Evolution.
just yeah,
Like,
so like
Which is
Ebony
kind of
said.
funny because it's like even if you draw the illustration of where Junkanoo has come from and where it is now,
yeah,
Junkanoo literally used to be like taping newspaper
right?
to
That
me,
shit,
and the
whatever y'all got.
costumes only so big. Now when you see these costumes, they gotta make sure it don't hit
Floats.
the power line, and these
My boy them got
extravagant
floats.
costumes that heavy for people to carry, and
Mm-hmm.
these girls got full on makeup artists,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and like it ain't what it was when before we was born. So it was like obviously evolution is gonna take place. And if it's something that you putting on the world stage, because Junkanoo with us growing up was just something, and even with that, Junkanoo was something where you just used to show up. You
Mm-hmm.
going to Junkanoo this night? You going to Junkanoo tonight? You just show up. Now Junkanoo is a whole marketed event.
Mm-hmm.
Bleachers, tickets sold, because it's literally marketed to the world now. You have tourists coming out there trying to buy tickets, or they buy tickets before they even reach in Nassau, and they come to their seats. There was a couple, because I worked Junkanoo. There was a couple, this older black couple from the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. And I said, "Oh, I remember y'all from last year." And they came again. They came 2 years in a row to watch Junkanoo. So this ain't what it was, where you just used to find a spot to stand up on the side of Bay Street. You know, this
Mm-hmm.
is now a marketed global phenomenon. So if
Right.
you think the way that it was ran before is going to still work now, no.
Like even with those, like we call them historic or the traditional, them older leaders. I feel like they need to go sit down, even with the themes.
Girl, the
I don't
theme
want to
just irritate
see.
me.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to see Pharaoh no more.
Africa, Africa, Africa.
I don't want to see Pharaoh no more. I don't want to see Atlantis.
I had
I
idea
don't
for a
want
theme, but
mother
I don't
say
know.
if
I
I
want a
see
Game of Thrones
Pharaoh
theme.
one more time.
Ain't no music for Game of Thrones with like theme though.
Yes, there is.
Then you talk about
The
you right?
only music I know is the theme.
The intro, you
Yeah, the
you
theme
you.
music. I don't know no other like music they're gonna use unless they use some kind of medieval something.
Yes, the music has to be very theatrical.
Exactly.
And noticeable too because like once they hear the first two notes, they need to know what the song is, and we have to
Period.
find
Ain't
some
nobody
kind
want
of.
to hear City of Gold no more.
What you mean? Everybody loves it. Everybody loves City of Gold.
Yes, at the funeral processional,
Yes, yes.
Everybody
but
loves
it's
City,
like
bro.
the like I
Everybody
get what
loves it.
Ebony trying to say, right? Because it has become so don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
That
We ain't trying to
sometimes
think
it
outside
don't
the
even
box.
go with the theme. I can't remember which group it was. Which group it was who was coming down Bay Street and they played City of Gold and that had nothing to do with their theme. Nothing. And this is what has pissed me off. Now we talking on the topic of Junkanoo. What has pissed me off with the Junkanoo judges. And this is how I know the people they pick for judges don't have no sense. Because if you tell these groups that they have to execute a theme and you're judging them on different categories, somewhere these categories are supposed to be in line with this theme. So your costumes, your choreography, your music, all supposed to be cohesive with this theme. How the hell you could be talking about France? Let's use that for example. You talking about the city of Paris, and then you playing the city of gold, or you start playing some African music. That don't go together, and I deducting points for that. And the thing is, these be the groups who's friggin' win, because all y'all say is, oh, the brass it sound good, they was on tune, but they wasn't on tune with their theme though. So I deducting points for that. This didn't go with your theme. I don't care how good you the sound on Bay Street. It don't go, and that's what just pissed me off. Like you just see random costumes that y'all just had in the shop. Be like, we can recycle this.
Yeah, throw that
Just
in
don't go with
there.
your theme.
I was really like,
what is doing here? I don't care how good this paste. Just don't go with your theme. Points off.
Y'all
Yep.
can imagine an Alice in Wonderland theme.
I don't know any like music to go with that though, unless you use like Disney, unless you do like incorporate it and make it broad like a Disney theme. But if you make it something very specific like Alice in Wonderland, you have to have like music like Sherelle saying to be cohesive with it.
No.
Okay, or you go and your theme is Broadway. Someone
Okay, now
go
Broadway
there
could work.
and play.
Broadway.
Someone go there. I can see the wicked float right now.
Yeah,
Y'all can
you
imagine
see-
someone hitting that note from Cynthia.
I didn't watch it. So
You
Girl, you need
gotta
to watch
see
that.
it,
That's on
bro.
Prime right now.
You gotta see it, bro.
you don't know how I feel about musicals.
Girl.
No,
Not a fan of musicals.
it ain't. I mean, I like musicals because but bye, bro.
Yeah,
Wicked
no,
as well.
that was really good. I ain't gonna lie. She did her thing in that.
It's Academy
Yeah, that's
Academy Award nominated.
They've been laughing since I can remember. Okay.
It's a dope movie. I stand for it.
I tell you that.
Because I didn't
I
believe
tell
Saxons
you
was
that.
supposed to win New Year. It was either New Year's or Boxing Day this year gone. They were supposed to win that.
I think they only like.
No, they should have won Boxing Day. I don't think they should have won New Year's.
One of them they wasn't supposed to win.
Yeah, I think it was
Boxing Day,
Roots
they
was supposed to
flames.
win.
Roots Boxing Day.
I can't remember which one.
I think
but it
Boxing
wasn't
Day.
supposed to be
Thing,
Saxons.
No, because Boxing Day, Saxons was flames. When I saw them floats, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't like the costumes.
I said, oh.
I was
said,
into it.
But again,
Roots to come second for both parades. I think.
I don't want to see nothing with water theme no more. Yo, please put
Roots
it
to
down.
Jamaica. I mean, they said their music was
Easy.
fire. Their music was fire.
I don't want to see Atlantis. I don't want to see Pharaoh them no more. If I see them,
Africa.
yes, y'all please think outside the box.
And
I had
themes.
I have
There's
so many
themes you could go with.
themes. So many.
So many themes you could go with.
It's
God,
supposed to
all
write
this
a theme
music
for
and
2
thing out here,
years.
y'all please find something. Please. Y'all go do Les Miserables. Something.
I was like, the Game of Thrones.
You mind seeing the dragons? The
I want to
float.
see a fire breathing dragon come down Bay Street.
That
You
would
know
be
they can't have no pyro shit. You know they can't have no pyro shit there.
They could have the smoke though.
Yeah, they
Yes,
can
they
have
can have the
more.
little
They
ripples
could have
like
the smoke.
blowing,
The
blowing
Yeah,
the
smoke and
fire
Yuri, yes,
cloth.
they can. They could do the light through the smoke.
The shape, the shape of the cloth would look like a flame.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
blowing from the
Blow
mouth and
in.
then the
they
smoke
could do
coming
that.
out.
They could
Yeah,
do
they
that.
could
You
do
Game of
don't
that.
have
Thrones
to. You don't have to do
right?
fire, but you could do something like fire.
Yeah,
Look at
Game of
us. Look
Thrones.
at us. Tree heads. We didn't come up with but 1,000 names.
Yeah, I want to see a Game of Thrones theme so bad.
I hope some Junkanoo was listening. Y'all please.
Even
Y'all sneak these themes in the pot.
even Valley did Paris this year.
That was
And the fact that some
1958.
people, and this is how I know these judges just don't judge with sense, some people didn't understand where LeBron came into this theme. They were showcasing the Olympic Games because it was held in Paris this year.
Paris, yeah.
Nice,
So
nice,
he was
nice.
on the U.S. basketball team, and like my thing is, how y'all couldn't pick up on that this what they was displaying because they had other athletes as well, not just from basketball, but other athletes who competed in the Paris games this
Oh
year,
gosh.
and y'all couldn't figure out how LeBron fit in that. And I was like,
That
this is
means
how
they
I
did-
know Bahamians ain't got no sense.
that means they didn't do their homework. Because
Knowledge
talking
is
to groups
missing, but
for
y'all
number
running
picking,
faster.
the groups have to write a synopsis of their theme in detail of what most of the elements are going to be, and then they read them off. They read them off like before the picking, and then they do the picks and stuff. So the judges didn't do their homework, to be honest. Yeah.
I tell you, I feel like the judges is just B, but you want to come judge a Junkanoo, you paying $300. That's how I feel like they pick these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like they don't pick people who actually have artistic background, because there are plenty of artists in the Bahamas, plenty underground artists and people who is put in artwork in all our art galleries and shit. There are plenty of them walking around Nassau, and you always pick these people out of friggin' politics.
And corporate.
Nah, shout out
And
to
that's what it's pissed me off. Like, y'all don't know nothing about artistry. Nothing. And it's like, when you see they say, oh, these groups win, it's be like, how? It's like this theme didn't even go together. I was like, whatever. But like you say, you can talk about Junkanoo all day.
Hold on, before we end the show, one more job. Since we're talking about old people, Angie Stone get laid to rest. God bless her
Okay.
dead.
R.I.P. Angie
Okay,
Stone.
R.I.P. my soul sister. So, tell me why, Monique took
Oh,
to the
God.
internet. Tyler Perry gave a farewell speech, right?
Because
Eulogy.
he paid for the funeral, I heard.
That's awesome.
Wait. I know you lying.
Yeah, they say he paid for it.
Money's fine. He didn't pay for
That's
that.
fishy.
Drop a little 10, drop a little 10 grand. That's nothing.
That's fishy. That's
nothing.
No,
fishy.
that was more than 10 grand.
No,
Them
I know, but
flowers alone?
that funeral was awesome.
Them flowers alone at the altar?
It's giving
He had-
cover up.
Oh.
I need to
There's some good
investigate.
singers to that thing. Anthony Hamilton. She drew a crowd.
Music soul child.
Man, the music selection was okay.
Kiki Wyatt.
Okay.
She sang.
She
Pamela
always
was
be
there.
singing.
I was like, child, you okay? So, but back to the matter at hand. So Tyler Perry gave his eulogy honoring her and was talking about how UMG, do her dirty in her final days. Tell me why Monique took to the internet to talk about, well, Tyler, you ain't telling me sorry yet. I said, girl, this why they talk. This why they talk about you.
I'm here for it though.
This is
Because I feel like Tyler Perry is using his money to cover up something. Because there was some conspiracy theories that IG Stone wasn't in an accident. So
What they gotta do with Tyler Perry?
exactly. Exactly. Tyler Perry has
I'm
been
missing
known
it.
to because
I'm
Tyler
missing it.
because Tyler Perry has been known to be like one of those like
Oh, the industry plan
handlers,
people.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
handlers or whatever in like that
Drives
secret
me.
society. So him actually using this money to like pay for funerals and like do all these things and invest his kind of money,
You
invest
know?
his money in these things. Or yeah, could be like a sort of distractions or a cover up from what actually did actually occurred. So
No,
Okay.
I know the conspiracy of them saying that she didn't actually die in the accident because there's allegedly a eyewitness who said that she made it out of the vehicle, but she passed away on the side of the road,
Mm,
right?
sound like
Allegedly.
scandal.
Because they had a video and they actually made her take the video down or scrub the internet of it or whatever, right?
It definitely sounds
But
like scandal.
this conspiracy
crazy.
was because couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks prior, she was telling her story how she wasn't getting her money from her royalties or something like that,
Yeah.
and she
Mm-hmm.
wanted her money. So I can understand the conspiracy, but I can't understand how it ties to him because she was just asking for her monies.
Well, like you say, Tyler's a handler. Like, and if you use my industry plan, I say, run the money. We can make it look good. Talk about us, don't run out, but talk about us a little bit. Just try to be a sounding board for the black people so they feel pandered to,
Mm-hmm.
and smooth it over a little bit. We might break off a couple thousand, and then y'all call it a day. I'm wondering if her music sales would have, like once a person dies, their music tends to sell. So maybe her estate got something. Hopefully, she didn't do like Aretha and didn't have an estate plan and things.
Me with the will
You
in the
know,
couch.
What you mean the couch? Ooh.
Yes, one of her sons that ended up going to court. One of the sons claimed he found a will from her in her couch, and he took it to court because he wanted to say Aretha left everything to him.
boy, bye.
That was one big kerfuffle. I
Boy,
know the
bye.
result of that was, but that was one big kerfuffle.
I hope they charge him with fraud, but
See,
Good.
he find the will in, see, he find the will in the couch.
Really now?
but man, I don't know what
Why
Monique
does it have to
thing
be these
was.
black
So
families, man? Ah!
It always be on.
What's that with these black families? I don't care how famous we get, but when people dead, these black families, it's like all the dramas come out. I don't hear these things with the Caucasian folk.
The
they just
media
have
is
it. They
finding
just as
entertainment.
though unlike us, we gotta make everything loud. They just keep it quiet over there on
Right.
that side.
Right.
Damn, put me in the book.
Now you knew
want
John
attention.
left all these things to me. Shut up, Sharon. Shut up.
Rami got
Shut
like
up.
will.
I
True
was
get
his
rid will.
favorite granddaughter.
Hold on,
He
say
would
this
have
in the
left
bathroom.
everything to
Sorry.
me. Susan, nobody even wants you here.
That's right. I need your real daddy.
Ooh. Oh.
And your cousin is actually your brother.
Oh my god, y'all are evil.
The family secrets that's come out when somebody dead is
Right.
being
Y'all are
wild.
evil
It
to
don't matter what
me.
color you are. That is bring out the worst in people.
Words to people.
Man, oh my god, that is just bring out the worst. Worse. We can end that with Drake right there. Worse.
Yeah. See the death of that bottle brought up the worst of Drake. Soon UMG. You know?
Never loved them.
You know? The SpongeBob meme, the SpongeBob sound. We say this Drake right here. You think they can do this to me? We'd be like trash. I don't think so.
Who do they think they are? I've given the best years of my life to this place, and they think they can just fire me like that? Like trash? I don't think so.
Daryl.
That was Drake. They think they do me, just fire me, just throw me away like trash. I don't think so. That's one of the best sounds on TikTok. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
It is. But
Okay.
before we close on the show, we have a little some viral moments. We call in this section YN. TikTok. YN TikTok. I just downloaded that.
Viral. This one ain't too viral. We was just having kicks and giggles on the YN generation because, like my friend above saying, this Columbus generation, they're getting a little out of hand. I don't like, and I guess that's my age showing. I don't like these dances changing.
From these young whippersnappers.
I don't like
All I
it.
need for to say is whippersnappers.
I don't like
What's
it.
that?
That's
I
a
don't
term
like it.
older people in the States used to use for young people.
I like it, man. I don't.
Whippersnappers. I don't know where it originated from, but these young whippersnappers.
I like it. I like it. I think I must have seen a comment on one of these too. That's what was actually funny.
Okay.
And I didn't see the first comment, but continue.
These what all the niggas be dressed in school looking like.
Oh Jesus! All the YNs.
Oh, I saw this. And I was like, I didn't get it.
Okay, no.
Y'all see the movement was already not matching?
No.
No.
Next.
No. Why
See
the
the first
hell?
person put? Baby! No! Please stick with the original dances for these old school
Pasta songs. You remember Pasta? Ooh.
I don't know who this is, but y'all hating. He actually ate
look
what?
No.
What?
Next.
Do the original
No.
dances anymore?
Thanks.
Respectfully, no.
No. I didn't even read the comments.
You need the new gen dances for old songs. We already have a dance. Respectfully, no. This is not a hot walk. I beg your pardon. Listen.
I just rolled my eyes around. Listen, but I tell
That
you,
ain't making no
when
sense.
I tell you, I cringe. I was like,
I'm sending this to the elders.
To the ancestors. To the aunties.
like they getting out of hand. Why you couldn't just click your fingers? What the hell?
Someone say, I beg your pardon.
Manners.
Oh,
It's
my.
manners. It's the manners for me.
Ooh, I wonder how he felt when he saw those comments. Like, he thought I was hitting this and they put this on TikTok, and these comments are like, no. Find another video. Respectfully, no. And I think it hits harder because it's a dance also.
That's because what you
Like
doing?
the American songs might slide, but people in the Caribbean be like, no, leave it alone.
You don't know how you feel. I can tell you right now. Watch it.
Is he of Caribbean descent? That's another thing.
Original. Posting bare negative comments and that. Like, and there's even other creators
He was choked.
under my comments commenting negative comments too. You lot are coming for me like I'm like man some sort of punching bag. And you know what? I don't respond to any negativeness usually. Yeah, but every couple months you lot find a way to get me in all of this flipping mix up, and I keep my mouth quiet, fam, because I think it's the right thing to do. But today I'm not keeping quiet, bro. I've got 40-year-old pluses under my comments just chatting rubbish. I'm going on you lot pages and you lot are posting flipping first traps and you should go to work and looking after your flipping children. There's other content creators, you know, trying to establish businesses. It's not working. What? I said it. It's not working for you. You're in my comments trying to get onto me.
He ran on with this for like 2 minutes. And
He said a whole lot of nothing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
See? Yada yada. Do the original. Just me. Just click your fingers, big man.
Yeah.
Say, okay, yada yada. I'm not doing the original.
Just
Saying a whole lot of nothing.
stick the accent as we screaming.
I mean, cheesing, fam.
Giving a lost episode of Supercell.
See what I say? Caribbean people don't play with their culture right now.
No, we don't.
This YN generation, like, what? Why is it so hard to do the original?
And speaking of original, pull up EJ. Let's give a YN who's respecting the culture to close out the show. I was very impressed by this young man. If you was to see him walking the street, you wouldn't think that's the voice coming out of him. I hope he don't have a record deal. Signed, sealed, delivered.
Adios.
His name is EJ. I think he is out of Memphis. I came across him while scrolling through the TikTok. And I was like, ain't no way. Yuri, you're going to be very impressed with this dude.
I wonder if he's talk like Glorilla.
You're going to be very impressed with this dude. If you see his aesthetic, you wouldn't think that this is the type of music that he is singing. If you see his aesthetic.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Sure, like I had lost the video with him.
Oh, a waistline.
In the record room. Sorry. In the booth.
In the restaurant?
Yeah. I was trying to
find... He was getting them $20 tips.
Yes,
the
girl.
Aunties. The aunties was living. Pandy is wet. Not this one.
What I just said.
Trouble fly away from you. Oh.
That's how you know he could sing. You see how ugly he
is? He's just mouth twist. That's stroke mouth.
Okay. That's how you know he can sing.
You read the what? The stroke mouth?
Stroke mouth. He have a lot of content.
This video.
Oh yeah, that's Church Boy.
Just like the river I can ride. It's good
I'm not in nobody through their shoes yet.
Yes, you do.
Now they collect an offering. What a time.
That's what they talking about. Pay for that studio time.
Look here.
The debit card.
Okay. Somebody was supposed to
that overdraft.
Now, if you saw him walking the street, you wouldn't think that voice is coming out of him.
Not even a little bit.
Not even. And like you see, he was getting the aunties in that little restaurant. Mm-hmm. They was having flashbacks because he sounded exactly like Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
He sounded exactly like Sam Cooke, and he was getting them $20 tips. I was going everywhere singing. Everywhere, the gas station, the hospital. I was going everywhere singing. You see the person talk one of them in his shirt? I was like, why you feel love this boy like this? I know he done get some old punani. I know some old aunties that offer him some drawers. You know, they did come, baby. That was a good laugh. And I'm glad to be ended on a high note. And if you stayed until the end and you had a good chuckle off of that, we talked about some serious stuff. We talked about some cultural stuff. We talked about some funny stuff. So you could see here at Sunshine and No Brought Up C where the topics stay hot and the vibes are cool.
You gotta get shirts.
We go from one place to the next. Oh, we got copyright that. We can't be like Diwali. All right?
Oh
so wrap this shit up. We out.
I want it all, that's why I strive for it. Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it.